Hello, this is Mohan Kelkar. I want to talk about Germany's current energy crisis and the role Russia's invasion of Ukraine has played into this energy crisis. With the announcement and potential that Russia was going to invade Ukraine, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced that the Nord Stream 2 pipeline will not be certified in the near future. Germany was already paying one of the highest prices for natural gas. According to clearenergywire.org, an average household in Germany is paying 46% more for energy compared to what it was paying in 2020. In addition, the price of electricity had gone up by 18% in 2021 compared to 2020. If you compare the prices in 2020, Germany was already paying one of the highest prices for electricity in Europe. Now the difference is going to grow even more. How did this energy crisis happen in the first place? Well, the root cause of this energy crisis was the decision in 2005 by then Chancellor Angela Merkel to wean Germany away from fossil fuels and use renewable resources. According to this plan, by 2050, most of its electricity will come from renewable resources, with very little coming from nuclear, coal, or natural gas. If you look at the overall energy contribution in Germany, even today, majority of the energy is still coming from coal, gas, and oil. But if you look at 1965 versus 2020, you notice that in 1965, hardly any energy came from natural gas, but now almost 26% of the energy comes from natural gas. This is because Germany preferred gas over coal because of the CO2 emissions. In terms of electricity, the story is a little different. In 1985, coal provided 62% of electricity versus today it's only about 29%. Nuclear provided about 27% of electricity, today is only 12%. The contribution of natural gas has gone up from 6% to 15%, with wind and solar providing almost 30% of the energy. However, this transition has not come without a cost. An average German citizen between 2015 and 2020 has paid about $2,000 per citizen. Germany has sufficient coal resources to supply electricity to Germany. If you look at this graph, there is hardly any decline in Germany's coal reserves. However, Germany is determined to close all its coal-fired power plants by 2037. Not only that, after Fukushima accident, Germany also announced its intentions to close all the nuclear-fired power plants. So by 2022, the remaining 3 nuclear plants will be closed. Germany has the same problem as most other countries, and that is where the renewable energy is generated, that's not where the population is. If you look at the left-hand side map, most of the Germany's population is concentrated in the west side, whereas most of the wind is generated in the North Sea. So that electricity has to be transmitted where the population is. Unfortunately, the population in Germany is resistant to building the transmission lines overhead, so most of the transmission lines had to be built underground. That increases the cost of building the transmission lines significantly and also delays the potential transition to renewable resources. With closure of coal and nuclear power plants, according to Angela Merkel, the only resource we have to provide the baseload energy is natural gas. When the coal and nuclear energy are phased out, we have to rely on natural gas to supply the base power load. Most of the natural gas in Germany comes from Russia. About 40% of the gas comes from Russia, 21% comes from Norway, 29% comes from Netherlands. The main person who was instrumental in bringing more gas from Russia to Germany was Gerhard Schroeder, who was the chancellor prior to Angela Merkel. He sits on the board of Rosneft, which is Russian oil company, and Gazprom, which is Russian gas company. He initiated building of the Nord Stream pipeline, which directly connected Russia to Germany without passing through any other country. Prior to that, there were two other pipelines, Brotherhood and Soyuz, which were supplying natural gas to Germany, but they passed through Ukraine and Russia had to pay transmission fees to Ukraine. By building a Nord Stream pipeline, Russia could bypass paying any transmission fees to Ukraine. With the potential closure of Nord Stream 2 pipeline, Germany will have to rethink about its energy strategy. Germany has no LNG uh, plants or terminals, and they will have to build some new terminals if it wants to import gas from other countries. In addition, Germany may also have to think about keeping the coal-fired power plants alive much longer than it originally anticipated. This energy crisis did not start with Ukraine war, it just exacerbated the overall energy crisis. It's not going to stop when the war ends. Thank you for listening to the presentation. If you like it, please subscribe my channel.